Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Can't say welcome to the Dragon's Den because we are actually in the library today. For those of you that have been keeping up with things, Nicky did have bypass surgery and he had a double bypass and he is doing fantastic. He's home now at his condo, which is where I'm at because I'm over here taking care of him. But in the meanwhile, while he was in the hospital, in ICU, we had time between visiting times, and Victoria and I went to check out a new craft store that, believe it or not, Nicky was the one that found for us. And it's called The Crafty Crab. Their mission is to keep unwanted art and craft materials out of the landfill by making them available to Southeast North Carolina community through our store and studio. They also have what's called a maker space in there that you can go in and try out the Cricut and things like that. Things you'll find, your paint supplies, yarn, fabric, fiber, frames, beads, markers, pens and pencils, sewing notions. And items are donated by individuals and businesses, weighing, sorting, pricing, shopping for whatever we have available on our shelves, or create something in our studio with materials on hand. Check where you live, because there may be a place like this available to you. So, this is ours here, and let me show you what we got. One of the things I do not have, because Victoria took it home with her, was a brush wash for washing her watercolor brushes. But I picked up several cigar boxes. Now, you can refinish these. You can store craft supplies in them or whatever. This one here actually had the sheet of green vellum that the cigars were wrapped around, and it doesn't smell. It does not smell like cigars, which is what I really like about it. But these are nice, sturdy boxes. Like I said, you can refinish them a little. I have refinished quite a few of these. When you take the paper out, you do need to spritz it a little with water to have it come off. But they have nice, tight locks. But I've got this one. And then I got a smaller one. I mean, look at the room inside these. There is quite a bit of room. And, a lot of people are wondering, well, how do I store all my stuff? These are great. And like I said, you can refinish them. This is the last one that I got. And the reason I did it was because I love that shape. Now, I know my camera's a little wonky. It looks really close because I'm just trying to figure out my setting here in the library. And see, there is a lot of room in those. So I got those three. Now, let me get these off of the desk because I don't have much room in here. And I don't do paper crafts over here. This is mainly what I call my messy crafts. Now, other than those three cigar boxes and the brush wash that Victoria got, what we got next was this bag. It's a medium-sized bag, and they have small, medium, and the large one is actually a canvas tote. But this was $18 for this bag, and it's whatever you can put into it. So let me show you some of the things we got. That is a beautiful applique, and believe it or not, that's Victoria's. This one is also Victoria's. I hope she doesn't mind me taking the rubber band off of it. But look at that. And that's not a cotton. That's almost like a type of polyester. But it's really nice. It's like brushed on this side. fact, I think that is the front. Instead of that, yeah, that's the front of it. Almost like what would be on the bottom of like a real pretty dressy shirt. So I'll put that back on there. Like I said, these are Victoria's that I'm pulling out first. She got 3 pieces. And find the end to this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And let me see if I can get the light shining over here a bit better. This is almost like a light taupe colored fabric. But look at that. That is really pretty. Now Victoria makes clothes along with her dolls and stuff, and when my kids were little, I used to make all their clothes, but unlike what I can't do that Victoria does is she can take and make something without a pattern. I have to have a pattern. So these 3 are hers. Then what I found, everything in this bag that fit in this bag was $18. Another thing was a stamp set. And this is Stampers Anonymous, but these are the postcard ones. Look at that. All of these, and all the stamps match. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 stamps. Those are great. Yeah, like I need more stamps, but hey, Tim Holtz stamps, that is a bargain. So I got that one. And then they had a big bin of these. And most of you know what they are. They're negatives for film. And yes, there are actual pictures in them. But you can load up a box and it goes in your bag. So, I mean, if they fit in the thing, I got them. I got a lot of just plain ones because I can decorate those. Kodachrome transparency. See what? Yeah, there. So there's quite a few on each side. But that came in my $18 box. What was that one? Color transparency. Okay. So I got that one. Then, those of you that use the DMC thread to bind your journals with, you know, as you pull it out, it ends up getting a mess. Well, and these actually came from Hobby Lobby. And they're plastic floss bobbins. And you buy the plastic ones once and you can reuse them and use them and use them. I love these things. And these are regular 99 cents, but they were in my bag. And then I found a little bag in the notions department that have the cutest little bows in them. I mean, look at those bows. Aren't they so cute? I love them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 bows in that little bag. Let me see if I can get these open. I know in time, I'll be doing a few videos from here, basically because, you know, Nick has to have somebody here with him. And over time, I promise I will adjust my camera. And there's one with the white. These are supposed to be the same bows, but in white. And then this little bag that had a mix of stuff in it. I see a bow, but I see smaller bows. So let's take a peek. Yep, it's got the little smaller bows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4 small and 1, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 small and 1 regular size. But then it had these little applique flowers in there. See if I can get them open. Which I thought were just adorable. And you can easily put those on on your page. Put them on a card, put them in your junk journal. All these things are just great. So, put these back in here. Excuse everybody. Nicky had to cough. He's sitting over there keeping me company. And then I got corks. I think 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5. I got 5 corks. 1 is French and 4 are Italian. I don't know. I like the European corks instead of the domestic corks. I know, I'm such a cork snob, aren't I? But what I do with corks is, there's my craft knife, and you know when you buy these with the tops, the lids always fall off, they never stay on. But if you put that in a cork, that's not going anywhere, and I mean, I can't even wiggle it out. Another thing is it can go on top of your pokey tool. Now, this pokey tool I actually made. You see it has CB for Shelby. And it's all handmade, and we'll be doing a video right here in the library on how to make your own pokey tool. So that's why I buy corks, because they're lifesavers, or I should say foot savers. Okay, let me see what else. I've got a whole bunch of lace here, and in one of the bins there was this thing, and what I noticed right off, I just bought some of those. Those were Tim Holtz brand eyelets, those and these here, because I had just ordered some. In here are other types of eyelets that I don't know what brand they are or where they came from. What is that? It's just a metal piece. But yeah, different eyelets. And then in this one here, there's a button. Oh, there's a little hinge. And there's brads. All different things in those. And then this one, I think this is where that other thing goes to. There are all these metal parts. Let me put that in there. This, I think, actually goes up here. And some of these I know because I've seen them. I think these are Tim Holtz, some of them. So this is just like an eclectic little thingamajig, but so many things to play with. And brads. Okay, let me see if I can get these all put back together. Now, and what's so fun is it's one right on top of the other. You just screw it in. And all this came in the bag. Now, for the lace, wait till you guys see this lace. Look at that. And that was taking off of, I don't know whether it was a collar or what. Looks like it could have been a collar, but look how pretty that lace is. And it's all crocheted lace. That is gorgeous. So we've got that one. Then there was this piece. And I mean, you look at the appliques you can cut out. You can use these as appliques. You can do quite a lot of stuff with these. Piece of fuzz on there. But there is that piece of lace. Then I got, this is definitely off of a bride's dress, a wedding gown. I know because the lady told me it was. But look at that. I mean, there's probably Let me see if I can measure it here. Let's see. 21. So there's about 30 inches of this. That is gorgeous. And yes, you know me, I will cut these apart and use them separately. This one here that was also off of a wedding dress. And this has the pearls on it. Look at this, isn't this gorgeous? And there is probably about another 20 inches of this one. I love that. Then these other two little bundles. I got this one here. And the one thing about buying just a small piece of it, if you buy something and you get and you can tell this came off of something because the hem is still there. So that's the front. With just a small piece like this, you'll know whether it's worth it to buy more. Yeah, because sometimes you can find this in your, I would say Joann's, but their Joann's isn't around here anymore. And here goes another piece that came from a wedding dress. I mean, yeah, let me get down. All right, turn it back over here. When I'm looking at this, I'm looking at, all right, there's a motif. Then I come down here, I can trim it here. You know, I can have just those separately. You know, there's so much that can be done with this. It may not seem like there's much to it. Like that one there's got a little sequin and a pearl on it. But just that as an applique, and look how much there is. There is oodles and oodles of it. It's probably a good 2 yards here. But then I've got all of that. And now, for the final piece. A lot of us have grown up with, or those of us that are older, remember Grandma's old jewelry box, the one that had the Chinese design on it and all, or the Oriental design. Oh, it's not the last piece. There's one more thing. I found one, a smaller version. And this has the Japanese motif to it because there's Mount Fuji. And as you can hear, the music box still works. And then there's the music box right in there. No key with it, but you know, that's okay. Put that down like that. But I just thought that was great. And that goes in our box, or came in with our bag. Now the final piece. I have been wanting a set of these for quite a while. Finally found them. And it's a wooden carving knife set, which I make miniatures. And I have been looking for a set like these for quite a while. And then the case that whoever, I don't think this came with it, but this is real leather. So even just that little piece of leather, you know, it was worth it. But those came in there. And like I said, this one was $5. At least that was the price on it. But I mean, for those of you that do miniatures, you know how nice it is to have a set like these. So that's it. That's what I got for my $18 bag. Let me fold it up just a little bit so you can see. I know I have to adjust my camera. But, you know, compared to my hand, that's a good sized bag. And to be able to get all of this in here for $18, that's not a bad deal. And the cigar boxes were $2 a piece. So we came out with, you know, pretty good haul. So if you've enjoyed what I shared with you today, give me a thumbs up. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays are our journaling days until I get back to the Dragon's Den. It may be only 1 or 2 videos a week, if that, because a lot of my time will be taking care of Nick until he gets better. Because basically having a bypass is open heart surgery. So he's going to be needing a lot of care for quite a few weeks. And, oh, would you like to say hey to everyone?
I would love to. Hello everybody in the CCU. Thank you for being part of the Shelby Creations. I appreciate all the love and prayers for my recovery. Thank you all.
So, anyway, if you enjoyed what we've shared with you today, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye guys.